Tonight on Tabletop Commander, Trostani, Celestnia's voice. Hi everyone, and welcome to another fantastic video. Tonight I have a two-color green-white Trostani Celestnia's voice deck. It's a token deck, and it's pretty straightforward. It's my brother-in-law's deck. This one is not mine, but I've played against it many times. It's the sort of deck that if you leave it alone for too long, you can suddenly find yourself swarmed and overwhelmed. I remember one game we were playing over at his house, and I was like, I'm going to let you live, and I regretted it. I should have just taken him out when I could, because on the next turn he had like 5 or 6 big tokens out, and I couldn't get in for lethal damage anymore, and that was pretty much a downhill slide from there. So before we get into it, I just want to say I would like you to like and subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, I have a lot of great videos for you to check out, a lot coming in the future. And if you like this video, give us a like and a subscribe, and check out some of my other ones. Maybe share with your friends, all that great stuff. And let's get right into this. Alright, the commander to this deck is Trostani Celestnia's voice, as I have said. It's basically a life gain / populate commander. Good for gaining lots of life very, very quickly. And the populate is for multiplying our tokens. So this is a great token-themed commander. As always, we play a Soul Ring and Celestnia Cluestone for some ramp. Swift Boots for protecting our commander. That was the only boots that my brother-in-law plays, so I wonder why that is. Maybe he just didn't have any at the time. This deck isn't 100% complete, but it's pretty effective and pretty close to it. So a few small adjustments to this deck list I'm sure you can find a great variation that really works well for you. Skull Clamp for lots of draws. Eldrazi Monument, great finisher. Phyrexian Processor, as I said, this is a life gain deck as well. So being able to processor for like 15 or 20 is not unheard of. And then to put out multiple of very, very large tokens. Mimic Vat, one that's not necessarily one of my favorites, but I have seen this do some crazy stuff. You know, your opponent's Grave Titan dies, and all of a sudden you have 30 Grave Titans and 100 zombies to go with it, and it does get rather nasty. Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, for some 1/1 tokens on our tokens, or 1/1 counters on our tokens, I should say. Garruk, Primal Hunter, for some more beast tokens, as well as some great draw and some worms maybe. Nissa, Vital Force. This is mainly for getting stuff back out of the grave, but being able to untap lands is also a good thing, and getting in some quick beats as well. Elspeth, Sun's Champion, for basically a swarm of tokens, and mainly for the ult as well. Being able to fly 50 tokens in with +2/+2 and flyers is definitely a win condition. Johnny Steadfast for some lifelink and counteraction, all that good stuff. Secure the Waste, great token generator. Advent of the Worm, great token generator, and at instant speed no less. Second Harvest, again another token duplicator that's fantastic. Take Up Arms, probably one that I would consider replacing. It's 3 1/1 White Warrior tokens, but it's 5 mana. Although this deck does have a way of generating a lot of mana, I would possibly consider doing, say, the Kaladesh 2 1/1 servos for 2 mana rather than 3 for 5. It's kind of a Not a very efficient deal. Strength in numbers for some pumping up and kicking of some ass. Enlightened Tutor for getting that necessary enchantment when the time comes. Speaking of enchantments, Sandworm Convergence for some protection, as well as some continuous worm creature token beatdowns. This is another one of those high cost cards that I had mentioned that, while it's a high cost, this deck does generate a lot of mana very, very quickly. Cryptolith Rite for the aforementioned mana. Aura Shards, always a pain in the neck. Bow of Nylea, great for Death Touch, always a pain in the ass. Anointed Procession, Doubling Season, and Parallel Lives for some more tokens. Dictate of Heliod for making some guys nice and big, nice and beefy. More big and beefy with Spear of Heliod. More big and beefy and mana with Morari's Wake. More big and beefy with Intangible Virtue. Collective Blessing, also big and beefy. Cathar's Crusade, again, big and beefy. Beastmaster Ascension, same thing. So you see how big these tokens get very, very quickly with all those cards that are intended to make them larger. So even the more mana efficient spells become a terrible, terrible burden to your opponents very, very quickly. Plus of Vegetation for some mana, as well as Cultivate, Kodama's Reach. Going in, we have Overwhelming Stampede. This is a game finisher right here, as it is in all my decks. Overrun, same thing. Harmonize for some great draw power. Call the Conclave for some generating of tokens. Same with Decree of Justice. Devout Invocation. Alive and Well. Call the Scions. Deploy the Front. All those for great token generating abilities. Soul Warden for some more life gain. Soul's Attendant for more life gain. Probably could include an Essence Warden in this too if you want. This is a green deck and it's pretty much a Soul Warden that's green. So there you go. Acidic Slime for some removal. Karamitra, God of Harvests for some more fetching of lands. Sun Titan for getting those little guys back, like this guy. Wayfaring Temple for some beats as well as some populate. Bloodspore Thrinax for some big beats. Amara Tandris for some damage prevention. This is another one that you could consider not including if it's not to your liking. It is a rather high cost card, but its ability preventing all damage to creature tokens you control is not to be denied. So personal preference on this one. Craterhoof Behemoth, another game finisher. Phantom General, again, bigger tokens. Wiltleaf Liege, bigger tokens. Tullsmere Wolfblood tokens and bigger tokens. Brood Monitor, more tokens. More tokens. Guildmage. Ovia, more tokens. Rampaging Beloth, you freaking guessed it, more freaking tokens. Venger Zendikar, tokens. Angel of Sanctions. This is kind of an all-star to this deck. It's from the new Amonkhet set that recently came out at the recording of this video. We're about 3 weeks into it. And this is a surprisingly good card. What you want to do is you want to get it killed pretty quick and then use the Embalm. And it makes tokens that all have a Oblivion Ring effect on them. And then you can populate them, and you can Parallel Lives and all that good stuff in there. And before you know it, your opponent's board is gone. Bye-bye, board state. Wormcoil Engine, big beats and tokens, and Armada Worm, big beats and tokens. And that pretty much brings me to the end of the deck. There's nothing left here but land. I usually take the land out, so boom, it's out. And that's the end of our video. As always, like and subscribe, leave comments below. I'm sure suggestions on this deck would be much appreciated. It's like I said, it's not my deck, but you know, my brother-in-law is a subscriber to this channel, so go ahead and leave some comments and suggestions and let us know what you think. And as always, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a great day.